Okay, good evening.
Hello.
Hey, Giovanna, she's just joined us.
Hi.
Hi,
Oh,
are
hi.
you outside?
Outside? No, inside.
Oh, you look like you're outside. Oh.
Is the
All
lamp.
right. So we are just starting. So it's Monday, the 31st of March. My goodness. And this is month end. So I think when you're new in Arbonne, it's sort of, you're just getting used to kind of the way the business works. But once you've been in for a while, like me, my whole life revolves around month end and it's wild. I mean, it's wild because things like trips to Mexico, Dubai, all of those things are like done, like you get double points in December. So you're working up to New Year's Eve. And then other things, I've earned Tiffany trips in the past where they've flown me to New York and they've taken me for breakfast in Tiffany's, and then I went for a meal in this restaurant where Devil is. Where, you know that the film Devil Wears Prada, so it was that restaurant, and then literally go to Tiffany's, and it gave me $1,000 to spend on anything I wanted in the entire shop. I mean, it was a crazy incentive. And I earned that twice actually. So you don't win anything in Arbonne, you work, you earn it. But today has been incredible because Danny Wells, who my little video was about this morning, she's so gorgeous and she was a national vice president. So what happens, so just to explain the four levels of leadership. So we have district manager, then area manager, then regional vice president, which is the car level. And they give you Tiffany's for Christmas presents. And then you've got the national vice president, which is the Maui and the car and the gifts. So at any level, you can earn the trips, by the way. Just the Maui one is only for the national vice presidents. So anyway, she was a national vice president. She promoted in 2018. And unfortunately, you don't lose your title as such, but she dropped down, as did most of the UK in, I think it was around about 2021, 2022. I think for her it was 2022 just because of the backlash from COVID. None of us expected a war to come to a house. So she has been as a regional vice president, but she's promoted somebody to regional. So whenever you promote somebody to the same level as yourself, you get the title executive. Yeah. So I was an executive national vice president because Danny was a national vice president. So I was kind of one wide. And then she dropped down. Today, she went back into qualification. So as you grow again your business, you won't be so scared at the numbers. So for you guys, and I know Melda, so Melda, congratulations, because she has a team, and this is the compound effect. So this is why people, when they really understand how the business model works, first of all, residual income. So what does that mean? It means that you have consumable products that run out, that repeat orders happen online. Okay. So you really want it to be things like, if you were selling mattresses for a living, people buy one mattress every 10 years. So you're not going to get, that income that again and again. And also, you want to crack a 0 month. And what I mean by that is people who go to a job on the first of the month, they go back to, unless they do work the job, they get paid. They don't get paid anything. But in our business model, because it's designed so people will place orders whenever they need to buy more shampoo, more toothpaste, whatever. So you're already starting to get paid. So you're cracking the zero at the end of the month. Does that make sense? So residual income. The next one is compounding. Now, this is mental. So let me show you my numbers to date. Okay. So have you guys all downloaded this app? It's the Arbonne app. See that one in the top right hand corner? Yeah. So if you open it up, you put in your password and all of that. And then it takes you to, wait, sorry, I have to put my password in. Sorry, I did have it before. It takes you to, it's a bit like your Arbonne dashboard, yeah, when you, on your website, but it's a lot quicker when you're on the move, when you're out and about, and you just want to get a quick synopsis of your numbers. Because trust me, you guys, you're going to be doing this one day. Oh, great. Well, it doesn't like it, but I took a screenshot fine in case this happened. So this is my numbers so far. Okay. Can you see that? Everyone's going, oh my God. So Our UK plus Canada plus America plus around the world sales so far are $221,904. That's US dollars. That's how much products we have shifted through our business, well, our team. Okay. Now, obviously, this is where the compounding comes in and the leverage. Can I do that on my own? Absolutely not. One of me, right? But with a team of 4,500 people in 6 countries, I certainly can. And this is what you guys are aiming for, okay? Because this is where you get paid when you're sleeping. You're not trading time for money. But at the minute, you are. And then you're also doing outbound on top of this. So this is why Ingrid's a bit, and Claudia probably a bit tired because you're working the nooks and crannies of your life, right? As well as your job. But that's okay. We say job stands for just over broke. Okay. Because if you were to get sick and you couldn't work, would you get paid? And if you couldn't get paid, how long do you live on your savings for? And most people couldn't survive 3 months, 6 months, let alone a year because they're outgoings and they don't have savings and they're living on credit and they're in credit. Okay. So remember the power of this business and what you have in your hands. Okay. So so this is exciting because Danny is now, so Danny had to do 128,000 QV to go into Nation Qual. She did 131,000, I think. So that's amazing. So she will promote in April. And then I'll get my E back. Now, Danny's so funny because she said, Fiona, I've given everybody their E. And I was like, Danny, be careful when you say that. Sounds like you're giving everybody drugs, like the ecstasy. Do you know what I mean? You're handing out the sweets. Here, everybody, have your next E, like do, 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 do. Anyway, so it's very exciting because obviously the money, the growth of the team, and we have so many district managers. I think there's 24 district managers promoted in our team this month. 24 people have gone to district. We've got 3 people in area qual. I think we've got a couple of, I don't know how many, to be quite honest, but so much is happening. Now, if you want me to, up to you, I did put your new person, Amelda, Jazz Winder, in the UK, because she sponsored a Jazz who sponsored another Jazz who's in the UK. So in Bradford in Northern England. So I did ask her, do you want to get put in this chat? But it's going to be crazy, but you can kind of get to feel the high vibration and intensity of when somebody promotes to the top level in our company, in our team, how everybody comes on board. Woo, woo. And it's always like the gifts and people are running, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it's like, who's placed an order? How many QV? Okay, countdown. And she's counting it down and she's doing videos. So if you want me to, I can put you into April Go-Getters, which is the UK team. You will want to probably have your phone on silent because it's going to be beeping every like 1,000 times a minute, like as month end rolls in. But if you want to be part of that and just see what that feels like, then let me know now. And if you don't, then I won't add you. Does anybody want to join that? You don't, Claudia, you want to? You want to, Ingrid? Okay. All right. I'm going to do it right now so I don't forget. Okay. So it's called April Go-Getters. Actually, I'm going to put that. Okay. Yeah, April Go-Getters. Okay, fine. April Go-Getters. Okay, you'll just see the craziness of that. And then you want to envisage that's your team one day, yeah? So guys, not being funny, my paycheck this month is going to be about $20,000. Oh, thank you. But look, this is 17 and a half years of work and it's worth it. I just want to say to you, you'll feel a team of one, like, all by myself, don't want to be. Now, I was a team of one for 2 years, 2 months, remember, okay? It didn't stop me. I always knew, yeah, well, you guys deserve it too. And we're all going to be celebrating your success. This is the whole point, okay? This is why we do this. So I'm excited for you guys because I know, Ingrid, you've been in district qual for the last couple of months, but again, it's the team, right? It's now building a team, yeah? Mind you, I promoted to area manager on my own as a team of one, but I had 450 preferred clients because I didn't understand the business model. I didn't understand the compound effect, the growth, right? So, but that's okay. So I just want to say, but I want to give you a heads up. And before we're going to go around and talk about our week, our win of the week, what's working, what's not working. And then I'm just going to wrap up at the end. I want to talk a little bit about some qualifications, like as in understanding what you need to do to get to the next level. Because I don't care when women were so shy and humble when it comes to talking about making money. Like, it's like, oh no, I just want to save the world. I just want to be a nice person. No, exactly. Ingrid's like, no way. Like, I want to make I want gangster money. Like, I want to be shopping like in Harrods, I don't want to be shopping in dollar store for the rest of my life, right? So, I mean, nothing wrong with dollar store. Sean loves dollar store. Like, he's got me into dollar store. You get some good bargains. Like, I think if you're paying the same, like, triple amount for the same thing in dollar store, what's wrong with that, actually, to be honest? I think that's quite smart. But anyway, okay, so we know that. Oh, and before I forget, no, I'll go last, and I'll talk about some events coming up this month for our team, or in April. I already feel like it's April because I've been with the UK, and then month end midnight for them. For me, it's like 4 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon. So I was like with them the whole time. It's really cool, Canada, that we're behind the UK because it would be a whole different story if we were ahead. I'd have to be up to like 4 in the morning, so I don't. Okay, so I know that Claudia and Ingrid did a store on Saturday together, the girls, and I'll put it over to you, Ingrid. How did that go? What can we learn from you?
Oh my goodness. So yes, Claudia amazingly, she joined me again. It was better than the previous one, I would say. Well, slightly better. In the sense that there was more people, but it seems like um and even talking to other vendors as well, like they felt that people were basically going there to just basically like roam around, kind of see what's happening and not necessarily to buy. So, which is really important and a good insight to actually also know as well, like the kind of events that, we're kind of getting into as well. Like what exactly, like kind of getting to know a little bit more about, are people really there to actually go in there to shop, to buy, or to just hang around, right? So, yeah, those were the couple of things. I guess also, um, well, I know that Claudia signed up 4 people to her giveaway at least. I didn't have anybody, so that's good. I just handed out like postcards. I did hand out some biotic sticks as well so that people can try. I did connect with 2 businesses though. Both of them, they speak Spanish. One of them, she's interested in products. And then the other one is interested in yeah, she may be interested in the products too. Well, I just gave her some samples. Basically, I just prepared the samples for her. Um, yeah, but I guess I don't know. Like, there's something in these events, I guess, that has to be changed. I don't know exactly what it is. And I was thinking today to do like, like that wheel. How do you call it? Like that wheel thing. Um, I can't remember how it's called, but like the
Like
one
a
that like
tombola, and then it stops in a number.
yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah. Just to kind of give like people, like, I don't know, like just to kind of draw people in, bring people in. Because Claudia say, like, how, some places you at least give them cookies and people, they just come to grab the freaking cookie, right? To eat. So yeah, I was kind of thinking something similar to that. Yeah, but I don't know, like those are basically just thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could
Something
make
has to change
protein,
basically.
yeah, protein balls that people can come and trial a bit from Protein Shake because I know people have done that in the past, or they make up little cups of fizz sticks as well. And so
Mhm.
people would so you're right, people love freebies, they're like you're right. So it's interesting because I think Ingrid, you're going to be a go-to when it comes to like stores, and I think stores are good to meet people, but again, it can be hit and miss. Um,
Yeah.
I always like if there's two of you like covering the stall, I would encourage one of you guys to walk around all the other stall holders and just. Did you do that? Like, how long have how long have you lived here? Yeah, great. Because I think that's how
Well,
you're going
the
to get
problem
people.
is the problem is that we end up spending money when we want to to earn money.
I do. I have done that so much in the past. It's like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a little bit tricky. Like when it comes to the food sampling, it's just a little bit tricky because here, like it seems that I mean, if you're gonna give food, you need like a permit from the city for health and safety
Uh,
issues. Shit. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, and it's oh my gosh. Yeah, like it's a little bit ridiculous actually. So
Unless you
um
just had your biotic sticks and got them to stick underneath your tongue, Ingrid.
and that's what we did. Yeah, that's what I did later on. Basically, like try it. And even a woman gave it to her kid, and the kid was like, "Whoa, this is good." So yeah, like here's another one. Like just try it. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I remember like doing stores back when I started out, and they were hit and miss, but I still have people, like 14 years later who are still buying from me when I met them at a store.
Wow.
Which, yeah, never did the business, but still buying. And then, I've had people, so you just don't know. And that's why we go out there and expose, right, and do ourselves. But I guess you really don't want to be out of pocket. I think that's the big thing. I think, Claudia sharing with you, that was really nice as well. And, it's like, yeah, because you at least want to make your money back on the store, right? Because then it feels a bit difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So that's where we're basically struggling, I guess. And the selling point, what, yeah, Claudia and I were talking like pretty much like what exactly is the selling point or what exactly are we saying to engage or like to pretty much try to engage people basically like a little bit more naturally. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like, like if when I have a store, and first thing people come over and I'll say, have you ever heard of Arbonne? Because most people, I don't think they have out here, or if they have, they may already have a
Mhm.
preconceived idea. So depending on whether they say yes or no, if they said no, I'd be like, okay, well, a 45-year-old vegan Swiss products company. We have band of a two, that banter, and
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
would say, are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Claudia? Why are you
Yes,
laughing?
at the first stall we did, someone asked Ingrid, "Oh, where are your products manufactured?" And she just like didn't even think. She said Sweden.
I
And
think
then the
I
person
said
left away. I was like, "Are our products actually manufactured in Sweden?" And she was like, "I don't know. It was something with S." So I just said it.
That's so
And I was like,
funny.
I was like, I think it's a
oh God.
Swiss company, but
Well, they're not to know, so it really doesn't matter.
they
You're
don't
still
care.
learning.
They just want to ask. Whatever you tell them goes.
So go on then, Claudia, what was your take on the stalls?
I honestly think that Ingrid is not giving herself enough credit. Um, she met two amazing vendors, one lady from Cuba and one from Mexico. They were both, the one girl was selling salsa and the other girl was selling food. But she made a really good connection with them and she has their numbers. And I think the Cuban lady will join her team in the future. Like I really believe it. She likes Ingrid so much. She told her that she loves her after she left. Like she was so engaged in the conversation with Ingrid, and she tried the cream, and Ingrid gave her the thing. So I think, yeah, I think Ingrid made a really good connection with that woman and the other woman as well, which I think will just grow her Hispanic team. So I think she's not giving herself enough credit for how that stall went. It was from 11:30 to 6, so it was a long day. So I think because it was so long, it felt a little slow. But
Yeah.
now that I think about it, I gathered some contacts for girls who tried the hand cream and they loved it and they entered the giveaway. So that's a lead, like 4 leads, which is great. And
Hmm.
then I have a bunch of business cards from all the other vendors as well, which helps me too. And I think like it wasn't like crazy good, but it was good. I think we both will get something out of it. I really
Yeah.
believe that. I think Ingrid made a really good connection with especially that one woman, and yeah. So
Well
positive
done.
thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, you see? Claudia, that's, yeah, Ingrid, stop putting yourself down, my lovely, all right? Um, I think you're right. I mean, when you said that, so the fortunes and the follow-up, have you followed up with these people since Saturday? Because that's
Well,
the next thing.
yeah, I emailed, well, I have the phone numbers too, but I first emailed all of the girls that, tried the hand cream.
Okay.
But just today, so they haven't obviously read it yet. But yeah, I had a little form. So when they scanned my giveaway code, they filled out like a form and it had a couple questions. It was like, would you be interested in talking about Arban more? And one of them said, yes, I would love to. So I'm kind of targeting her more, and I'm gonna maybe text her if she doesn't respond to the email, and
Yeah.
try. So yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant because I know what happens. People get names and then they don't follow up, and the fortunes in the follow up. And then what happens
Yeah.
is you've lost them because Saturday is now such a distant, so much has already happened on a Monday. And you're like, so you reach out on them, let's say a Thursday or Friday, or even leave it a week. And they're like, who are you? You know what I mean? You've
Yeah, who is
lost
that?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely important. So the people I met on Saturday on the panel board, all three of them, I have their numbers and I've texted all three of them and I've got appointments in the diary. And that was today because Sunday was my day off. So yeah, so so it's like message them hi and remind them where you met them. Hi, it's Claudia. I met you on Saturday. Just following up from a conversation. Would love to meet you for a cup of coffee. Are you available on Wednesday at 2 p.m. or Friday at 11 a.m.? Give them options, say, and presume it, the law of assumption, right? And then they'll say yay or nay. But you have to always be the one to make the first move because it's not their business and they're not bothered. So, but it's our business to follow up, right? Yeah. Okay. And then the store thing as well. So like I would be letting people know what it is. If they've heard of us and say, oh, great, how do you know about us? Now, I have found a little bit of resistance because of what's going on with America right now. And our products are made in the US of A.
I wanted to say that too. I told Ingrid when somebody asks or like just try to not say USA, just like I don't know, say like, oh, it's a Swiss company, or because I think it just doesn't. People are very like the I don't know what the word is, but they just don't like it right now at all, which is
Oh
fair.
boy. Yeah, they're very patriotic, aren't they? Well,
Yeah.
I went for a coffee with Vicky, I met her husband Chris at Gary's leaving party, Ingrid. And I went for a coffee with her last week. And I hadn't had given her the product yet, by the way. So the first time I met her was for a drink with Sean and Chris. So I'm not going to suddenly go Arbonne. You've got to just life is all about timing. So we went back. So it's just me and her. So I knew I could probably talk about it. And spoke a lot about other stuff. And eventually I was like, oh, would you like to try some of my products for free? Because I have this business. And she was like, oh, what is it? So she's got a couple of fizz sticks and she's trying the day cream, but she asked where are the products manufactured? And I said the US of A, and she was like, made in the States. And she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, is that a problem? And she said, I haven't bought anything from America for the last month. I only buy now Canadian, which now the only thing I could say to her was like, look, if you don't want to try it, that's absolutely fine. I said, but our ingredients are wild crafted ingredients. So even though they're manufactured in the States, the ingredients come from all around the world. So we get the clay mask, that's the red clay from the French Riviera. We get the Edelweiss in the Alps in Switzerland to put into our products. We go to Brazil and we get, the leaf extract for our sunscreen. So that's the only thing, because right now we are manufactured in the States, but the ingredients are they're sourced. We're not just from one specific greenhouse forcing a plant to grow. It's wild crafted ingredients, which means it's a whole better. But you are going to start to face that, guys, because people are now, getting very patriotic and I think, at the end of the day, that's my answer now. And I'm going to have to just say, I'm sorry, and I said to her, look, you don't have to. She went, no, I like you. I'm happy to. And I was like, okay, but I wasn't going to make her do something she doesn't want to because there's no point. We're not in the convincing business, right? Yeah. So just watch out for that.
Yeah. I also think like if someone said like, oh, I don't want to, support and like I don't want to get anything that's made in the States, like I get it. Like I understand. It wouldn't be like I understand if someone
Yeah.
has that point of view, especially now. Like I get it, but yeah, I think that's a good answer, being like it's sourced, which it's
Yeah.
true. It's sourced from all around the world, and then it's their decision what they want to do.
Yeah,
But yeah.
exactly. And so Arbor means a beautiful tree in Swiss. So not Sweden, Ingrid, I repeat, Swiss, Switzerland. So Petter Mork, our founder, was Norwegian. He was a bionist, and back in the 80s, he wanted, well, we founded in 1980, and he wanted men and women to have the safest skincare. So that's why he always went down the path of pure, safe, but beneficial. Beneficial means active ingredients, so it's got to do something. Otherwise, what's the point? So you could get a rose petal and rub it on your face, but without green signs, it's not actually going to do anything. So he then took it after 4 years as a family-run business to the USA because of that land of opportunity, the scope, being able to then have, like Poland is we're in Poland and Arbon, but our head office is the UK because of the positioning of the UK. It's to be able to ship out. So yeah, so just know that. So that but we're originally Swiss, and Arbon means a beautiful tree in Swiss. So again, we're European standards. We've banned over 2,000 ingredients that the rest of the world have only banned 4 in America. So there is something, Health Canada, obviously all our products are all accepted by Health Canada. So we have got some form of oomph behind us, but we are still unfortunately manufactured in the States. And who knows, that they may have to change that. I don't know, but everything right now, guys, is upside down, right? So yeah, just it's hard, right? Because what can we do? Okay, cool. I think as well with stores, information, contact details, getting back to them, arranging again, that magic, that's a handshake, is getting into a one-to-one with them afterwards. And really, I would say that's how, like I know definitely Ingrid and Imelda and Claudia in a kind of way, but that's how you guys suggest to the business, was because of that, the way that you were introduced to the business. Yeah, as well. So remember that, thinking about other people, what was it I said yes, and what was the situation I was put into, made it ease to think, yeah, I'd like to do this too, kind of thing. Yeah. So uh and you can sell sachet samples, right, at stores to get your money back. Like you can sell the samples, which I've got all Ingrid's derm result samples, but you can sell them for $5. I would definitely do that. And then I'd get the number to follow up to find out what they thought. You can sell fish sticks. I know you probably aren't meant to, but I used to sell that back in the UK because all these little pennies add up and they can cover my store cost. But it's the people you meet and then the business done out of that situation where it can be a lot more powerful than just selling one box of fish sticks on the day, if that makes sense. Cool. Anything else about that? About stores?
I think we were just talking, like after it was done, me and Ingrid were talking about I think it's just like getting comfortable with talking to people like that, and like, you know, catching their attention when they just walk by. Like it was I think, I don't know how many Ingrid has done, but I think it was my second one. Like not organizing it, like being there with a table. And yeah, I think it just takes some practice for me as well to just get the courage to just like, when I see someone walking by, to not to make them stop and to be like, hey,
Yeah.
come here, or like, have you ever heard about this before? Because you don't want to bother people, but yeah, I think it's just building up that confidence too,
Yeah.
for the thing.
It's the weirdest thing because you're at a store where you've paid to have a store, they've paid to come into the event, to come to the stall, and they don't even want to look you in the eye and they want to walk by you, and you're like, this is so weird, right? So I think I would always stand. I remember going to stores and there was this woman sat behind a stall on the phone with her head down the whole time. She must have done no business. So I always stand at the front of the stall, and I normally have a makeup primer or a hand cream. The makeup primer I would normally do, and I'd say as they walk up, I'd be smiling and I would like say, hey, would you like to try some silk on your skin? So that intrigues them. And then I have to rub it in, by the way, because so I'd say, oh, can I borrow the back of your hand? I'd do a dot, and then I'd rub it in for them, and I'd say, okay, this is colorless and odorless, and it feels like silk. What do you think? Compare it to the other hand. They'd be like, oh my, because it's an instant honesty reaction with that. That people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I go on to say, oh, have you heard of Arbonne? So that's a way to get people, and you're there, you're smiling, you've got the product ready to go. And as soon as you have that, there's already a connection. You've touched somebody, and it's like much more natural then to have an open conversation rather than stood, like with your clipboard, when you see people and you're like, you just make a big wide berth. You're like, I don't want to, I don't, but it is interesting how people come to these events and yet they don't want to talk. And you're like, why are you even here? So, then you get some people who are great, who don't want to even leave you. They start talking and they don't shut up. And then like 2,000 people walk by and you're like, I need to talk to more people. You know what I mean? Like, then you get the other type, right? So you just don't
Yeah.
know again. That's why it's good to have two people on a stall, and the fun and the banter and buying sandwiches and spring rolls and whatever you guys.
A lot. We bought a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I bought a pat lunch for Ingrid last time we were stalled together because I know how much she likes her food, and then she got the buffet anyway, so that all worked out well. Do you remember? Okay. All right, Giovanna, on to you. How has your week been? What have you been up to? You're not
You're
unmuted.
muted.
Okay, there. Yeah. Well, I'm finishing my studies, so I'm gonna have a little bit more of time. I just have one course left, so that is going to give me more time. That's the first thing. So I started to check and search for some friends, and I keep following here the sales that I'm going to get it. I don't know how, but I'm going to hopefully this week. But I have just listening what Amelda did with UK and everything. So I have a couple or maybe three people that I know there. So I already wrote them just to approach first yesterday, just to see how they are, and just try to. Maybe I'm not sure if they're going to join or something, but maybe they want to buy. So I will let you know, Fiona, and then you can
Yeah.
guide me how is that they can do it, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting this week for that. So I'm just trying to opening more doors.
Yeah.
And then I have a friend as well that she's a cosmetologist she lives in California. So I have to
No.
contact her this week. She is a really prospectus as well. So hopefully she's a very good person to join. Is the one that I told you, I think, last week that
Yeah.
I don't know how her English is, but I think we can talk together. First of all, I have to talk with her and see if she's interested, but she is a businesswoman. So whatever, I'm sure if I explained to her very nicely, and she can see like this is a good business. I'm sure she's gonna try it. She's always
Yeah.
trying new things. So yeah, so I'm planning to do this week, and yeah, just keep opening more doors. Hopefully, now that I will have a little bit more of time, I can dedicate, you know, and do more
Yeah.
things here.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
it's funny you should say that because Imelda sponsored Shiva, who sponsored Jazz, who is a cosmetologist, who then sponsored the other Jazz in the UK, and who actually has gone into district manager qualification. And the Shiva is now in district manager qualification because of this Jazz. So
Mm,
she is, because she loves the products, but she's like, these are incredible. So she's running with this business. So
mm,
again, if you get somebody in the industry who knows the insides and out of good ingredients and all
mm-hmm,
of that, then actually, and again, so what's happening, Imelda is going to go into area qualification in April because she's got now three girls. They ordered
mm-hmm,
orders. Two of the girls now are in district manager qualification. They'll
mm-hmm,
complete in April, which will mean she'll go into area qual with doing 8,000 QV. So
mm-hmm,
it's incredible, guys, when you just get a few people who do a bit, again, the compounding
mm-hmm.
stuff, how that builds. So it's not just on you. And that's so exciting because how many people with skin and hair, right?
Yeah.
And maybe a business builder would take slightly longer than somebody just who wants to be a product user. But really, remember, are you recruiting somebody just to sell products, or you're recruiting somebody to recruit other people? Because if you're thinking about just people just buying products, that's not going to build this business. The business model is set up to recruit recruiters.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the real money comes in, because that's where the leverage and the and the compounding growth comes in. It's like if I got, so there's four of us here, so four of you to find four people this month in April. Keep things April in April, okay? So you find four, so already that's 16 people that I haven't found. And I find my four. So now there's 20 people. And then you teach your four to find another four. So then
Mm-hmm.
that, again, this is Albert Einstein's eighth wonder of the world. So the compounding, if I was to give you a penny or a cent to double every day for 30 days, or $1 million, which one would you choose? Now, the maths, people would say, or the math, how they say out here, people would say, okay, I want the million, but the million stays a million. But if you get the cents, that doubles every day. The 15th day is rubbish. It's only like $300. You're like, oh my God, I made the wrong decision. But after 30 days, it's over $3.5 million. And that's what you've got to think about, the people. You're looking for people, you're looking for recruiters to recruit, because that's how you're going to build a business. Claudia, you're so young. You're like a babe in arms. Like, how, you're what, 19,
Mm-hmm.
right? 20?
Turning 20 in 16 days.
Oh, God.
No.
Okay. I mean, come on. The rest of us are like, okay, don't like
Yeah.
you. Don't like you, Claudia. No, I'm kidding. But right, so Claudia, think if you just could find one person this
Yeah.
in April and teach them to find one, even one, in 20 years, you're not even going to be like my age, just think how many people in your team.
Yeah.
So I don't want you guys to quit before payday. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I hope you don't think I'm bragging, telling you my paycheck this month.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for that. I hope that's to inspire you. You remember, you have to be bad to be good, good to be great, great to be awesome. And I wasn't even bad. I was rubbish. I was shit. I mean, a team of one for 2 years, 2 months. Nobody holds that record. I don't know why I didn't quit, but people quit for less, but I stayed. I stayed for whatever reason, and here I am now.
Well,
But
that's
it's
really here. That's really good to hear. Sorry to cut you, but that's for me. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
this happened overnight? You know what? If you don't fail, you'll never be successful, because failing is part of success. I'm the biggest loser, I promise you, because I've had the most amount of no's, but I never let the no's define me, right? And I didn't pick up a personal development book for 5 years, 5 months. I mean, I didn't even know I had to read. I didn't know. And when I did start reading these books, I had this, oh my God, they made me feel sick. Like, they talk about manifestation and woo and visualization. And I was like, oh my God, this is rubbish. Like, I was a soldier. I'm like, let's just go kill some people. No, I'm joking. No, let's not do that. Let's, no, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and business. I was a soldier. I never even went to college or university. I mean, I did well at school, but now you want me to do a business model and talk strategy? I'm like, I didn't even know what these words were, right? And now I'm earning more than a plastic surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so I want you to understand, for me, it took me, to get a team, because I didn't understand the business model, and I'm here to help you not make the same mistakes as I did. I'm here to help and inspire you and influence you and show you, just because you're a team of one, I promise you that doesn't matter, because bamboo, you water a bamboo every day for 5 years, it grows like 3 inches. You know the story, right? And then
Yeah.
and then in the last 6 months, it grows like 6 meters, right? So this is the whole point. You just don't know. But if you're not out there knocking at doors and going to stores and going to Gary's Leaving Do, even to this day, you know, 17 years later, I'm still willing to go out there and make mistakes. And I do all the time, right? And tell people the products are from Sweden. Like, seriously, you know what? Who cares? Because if you're not willing to go out there and do the do, then don't expect to achieve anything. You know, this, you know, we have to laugh at ourselves, right? Because sales can be like you know, people, you know, it can seem a scary kind of situation scenario, right? You think about it, you know, and people like don't want to do it. But, you know, to me, we're all, this is, I love it. I love, you know, if you think of sales as an exchange of services, they just, you know, in the olden days, the milkman would give milk to the person who would have the shoes, the leathers, and they'd swap over, right? And then money, currency, the Latin word for currency, currency is current, to flow. So then it's the flow of money. So then money was bartered and brought into exchange goods and services, which we still do today. You know, so we mustn't get caught up in that, you know. But anyway, apart from that, don't worry, Giovanna. Nobody here is as bad as what I was when I started at Arbonne. I promise you that. You know, I had no clue. And guess what? Thankfully, I didn't really care. You know, I got it all wrong and eventually I got it right. But, you know, so I know what it's like. I really know it. And I didn't even have Zoom. My leader is still an independent consultant in the in America today. The person who sponsored me, she's a crazy granny. She still's kept her number, but she's missed out on thousands. I don't even know how many thousands of dollars she's missed out because she never worked a business. I promoted to district manager. She was there for 2 months and she dropped down, and she's never been paid a penny in my business.
Oh.
Interesting, because she has to be at the
Ooh.
same level as me, you know, or above, and she wasn't.
Never.
I promoted above her. My first month I went to district manager. You know, I was totally ignorance on fire. I really didn't know what I was doing. And then I stayed there on my own for so long, and she dropped down, and today she still is an independent consultant.
Mm.
So just saying, guys, we have to kiss many frogs to find our prince. You know, and also you are going to get given, let's say we are hope. All of us guys are hope. You know, we all know how much, what we spoke about this the other day, didn't we? When we went through your why to doing Arbonne, what was it? And most of you, it was money, right? And travel and freedom and time. So whatever that is for you, you've got to keep that at the forefront of your mind, because you can achieve that, because this business model is the only thing in the world that's going to give you that. And that's why you said yes, right? Yes to yourself, yes to Arbonne, and yes to your why. And that why is the most important thing that's going to keep you in the business when it gets tough, because it's going to get tough. But nobody said it was easy. If it was easy, be sleazy, we get a white bike, but we get a white Mercedes. It's a little bit different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so I was going to say so just know that, you know, you guys have got me, and you got lucky you. You've got each other. We've got these Zooms, we've got the meetings, we've got the great products, we've got, you know, all of this. So really, really, you know, and the biggest thing for me is the community and the fun, and definitely the opportunity. So if we say we're hope dealers, I could be here with a pack of cards. So all of us, when you go out and speak to people, you know what? There's a card that's going to come out the pack. Now that person might be let's say an ace is high and a 2 is low. So Giovanna, you pull out the card deck, you pull across the card, you get number 3. Not so good. Claudia gets an 8. Pretty good. Ingrid gets a king. Like, there's an ace right there. That one's going to make her first million for her, pretty much. You know, Amalda gets a 5. Not, you know, back to you, Giovanna. You get a 2 again, you know. Like, come on, you know what I mean? And then Claudia, she gets a queen, you know. So you just don't know. But the whole point is, you got to keep going. You know, if I could promise you right here, right now, let's say we're in a park, okay, and the fallen leaves, and there's 10,000 leaves, and I promise you, under 4 leaves is 10 million pounds. Pounds, not dollars, pounds, which is about $20,000, okay? $20 million, yeah? So you know 10,000 leaves that 4 have got 10 million pounds. Are you going to stop when you turn over leaf 299 because you haven't found the 10 million? Or are you going to keep going because you know that there are 4 in the 10 million that have got that amount under them?
Keep
That's like this
going.
business.
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly like this business. You got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you know what? You got to belly laugh at this, and you got to belly laugh at yourself. I don't take myself seriously. I take what I do, but I don't take myself seriously because life is too short, right? So,
Yes.
yeah. And so good. I'm glad that that helped you to not feel like, like,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
yeah. No shame, no story in this business. No shame, no story. You know, you know what you had to do in the Uber to get to the meeting, remember? No shame, no story, Giovanna.
Okay, here we go again. And then Ingrid, yeah, she understood just now because
You didn't
now
even
she
see what
started
I'm saying because she
laughing.
didn't
Yeah,
laugh.
I know.
Anyway, Imelda,
The
can
thing
you
is that Giovanna has taken so many Ubers, like even for like because she got lost. She got
Oh my
lost in
God.
downtown, and I'm like, well, I don't know which Uber we're talking about in here. So,
did you go to the
Giovanna.
stores, Giovanna? Did you join them?
No, no, this Saturday, I'm sorry, I couldn't. I
Okay.
have a massive assignments and, because of I'm finishing anyway. Yeah. And I'm
I thought you
trying
were
to
gonna say,
join. No, she was
sorry.
talking the time before.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you were gonna
yeah.
say because you had a massive cock. I was gonna be like, Giovanna.
Yeah.
Imelda, she was taking biotic sticks when she came into the meeting room, having 2 different men in Ubers, and
Oh my
these
God.
biotic sticks are taking on a whole new thing when it comes to healthy gut bacteria.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Imelda, over to you. Imelda's been great because she's been on holiday and she's still been doing
So funny.
Albany.
I
You know what?
know.
I'm sorry, guys.
Congratulations.
Talking about the bio sticks, because I have this 2 leftover bio stick from other brands, and I'm convincing my kids to take this, and then he gave me this
Oh, really? Oh,
because
that's
he
good.
asking for this. He says that, Mom, I haven't take this today. Like our bio. Sorry, guys. Our one bio sticks is something that they were craving every day. And then so today they because in the morning normally I give them in the morning, and then today is the first day back to real reality, back to school, and so it's kind of hectic in the morning, and so anyway they didn't take this morning. So just now they remind me that, oh Mom, I haven't take this today. I say, you know what? We have 2 more left from previous brand. Would you like to take? He's like, ew, I don't want.
I love it. When your kids are converted, it's the best.
Yeah, they love album. I met these 2 women on the cruise, and one shows the highly interest on the album and say that, oh, I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna buy all the album products and blah blah blah. But and the other one, I only met her one day before we hop off the cruise, and so she was like, her son and my son were having so much fun together, to a moment that I need to go back to the room to get something. So I say that, oh, would you, just keep an eye on my boys. And when I come back, I give her this thermoset sample. And then as soon as she got the sample, she said that, oh, is this oil content? Because, she has this eyelash extension. Anyhow, she didn't show much interested on even trying this. But then coming back from the cruise, I follow up with them. Turned out the one who shows a high interest in telling me today that, oh, I have so much going on, with my work and my daughter, and I don't think that I can be, independent consultant of our bank, and this is just too much for me. While that woman who doesn't show interest at all, when I follow up with her, because she is, we were talking about like, when can we do the trip again? Yeah, okay. So now my kid, now my son is asking for the normal one, which is the
Oh.
which is the
Traitor.
you.
Oh, they're so lovely.
Oh, okay. So
No,
hi. So
Darius, which one is it? No, no, no,
this
don't
is
have it.
Cyrus. Cyrus want to
Cyrus,
say
no, don't have the other
Hi.
one. Hi, Cyrus.
Hi.
he said that
Hi,
he
you
wants to see
guys.
Fiona, Auntie Fiona.
Oh, look at him, how he
I
did
know.
it.
Hi,
Oh
Hi,
my
Cyrus.
God.
so Cyrus,
Hi.
this is yours, okay?
Oh, they're so
I can help you.
beautiful.
I
They're
can
so
help you
cute.
open. So, like I'm just saying that sometimes you really don't know who is what, and and I
Yeah.
always remember somebody says that sometimes in life you just need to show up,
Mm-hmm.
and really the rest is I really like how Fiona take what she is doing seriously, but not really take the ego that much, because I need that, because sometimes I feel like, oh, really, what's the point of me doing this if there is no
Yeah.
whatever, if things is not like what I thought. But then I have to admit that this part of me, this part of mindset has been changed a lot, and I like that. So, just encourage everybody, like, you never know. And I met the other day, so I really love, what I really love about Arbonne is that it really gives me the reason to talk to people with potential surprised. Who knows, it will become my clients or my success line, right? Because the other day I was just accompanying the other elder friend to the car dealer, and then there's this lady sits next to me, and then we start to talk, and by the end of the conversation I gave her the energy, the immune phase, and then I'm gonna follow up with her, but then I'm just saying that in the past, such conversation may just fade away, and I wouldn't, talk to her ever again. I wouldn't have further interest to talk to her to get to know her more. But then, because of Arbonne, I feel like, okay, it just give me more reason to connect with people
Yeah,
whenever we meet.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And how easy is it to give free products to people? Because people are like, oh my God, do you want some money for it? No, but I'll call you, I'll contact you back. And I think I love that about Arbonne, how generous we are. But Imelda, if you don't mind me sharing with everybody, so we had a conversation before she went away, and she was feeling a bit down. She was feeling that she'd been speaking to people and nobody was really interested, and feeling a little bit frustrated. And, we all go through that. And then now, we had a conversation. So she's off on a lovely cruise, swanning around in New York, lovely, Imelda. And then I'm in Giovanna's house speaking for an hour and a half with two girls in her team. No, I love it. And so this is what we do for each other. This is why this is such an incredible business. I'm winding you up. I'm like rubbing it in, salt in the wound. But no. So Giovanna was like having to like host Sean, because Sean was left for an hour and a half, and I was like, oh, sorry about that. And I'm on the Zoom with these girls for an hour and a half, which was great, by the way. And if you do listen, if they're listening into this, you guys are great. Shiva and Jazz, just love you guys. So they then both are now in district manager qualification. And really, again, it was about the products that I kind of helped them talk about. And then, so obviously, so proud of you, Melda. She took 2 sets of her dome results. Didn't quite go how she thought it would, but it really doesn't matter. We've got a Zoom call arranged with somebody from the cruise in America that we're going to do together. And this is what we do. It's about all of us, I love it. And I'm so sorry, Ingrid, I let her down twice with stores, because I was asked to do this panel board. And then, but then you came with me to the book launch one. And then the good thing about that is, but then Claudia came in and the two of you did it, and the two of you had a lot of fun and getting close. And then Giovanna, and then the other day I met Shraddha, and then like Ingrid's like, well, where's my, because straight away I was like, oh, Ingrid. I'm like, oh, that seems like rude because she wasn't there. And then so it was like, oh gosh. And then those
I
two
know.
went on a Sunday for lunch together, and I'm like, oh great, I didn't get invited, you know, I couldn't go. But and then on Friday night, I met Giovanna, and she ends up, oh my God, we got McDonald's. Don't say a word. Well, the kids had McDonald's, and they were around my house, and they were dancing to like whatever 11 o'clock at night, like you know, and that's the best thing about this business. It's the fun, like you said, Imelda. Otherwise, it's too serious, and it's you know what? And then you just feel like it's you putting all this work in and not seeing the results. But remember, at anything that any business, okay, you're going to do a lot for a little at the beginning as you build, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day, and then eventually you'll do a little for a lot, even though I still choose to do a lot for a little, because for me, my legacy is I'm going to build a school in Africa. In November 2027 was my 20th anniversary in Arbonne. And so I'm going to go to Africa next year with Donna Johnson, and we're going to go to Uganda, and I'm going to find the site to build my school. And so
Oh,
that's why I'm still working so hard, because that's what my dream was when I joined Arbonne. That's my legacy. So we all have a reason to start. We all have a reason to stay, you know, and your why will change, guys. Your why will change. And we get to change lives, not just with the products, but with this amazing company, you know, and how we can help you to help others to have a better, live a better life in a better world, right? So that is yeah, oh, I know. Isn't it? Thanks, guys. Right. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. I'm gonna be on time tonight because last week I was like 10 minutes late. Just quickly go over events. Any stores coming up, Ingrid, that we need to know about? No. Okay, good. Bless, she needs a timeout. She needs to breathe. But Ingrid is coming to Vegas. So you need to book your ticket, Ingrid, right?
oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yes. And I feel
Beautiful.
like I've got Ingrid now. Yes. I pick up your mannerisms, Ingrid. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. So that's great. So she's going to share with me, Rumi, and Imelda is coming. So Imelda's going to share in my room because they don't have to pay for accommodation because I get a private suite. So
Yeah,
so that'd be amazing. Um, that's that happening.
nice.
The next, and you two can come, Claudia and Giovanna, if you, yeah, just saying, I'm not just saying this, you know. Next thing is that I would like to do like some kind of a leadership academy like my team in the UK, but we haven't got the numbers yet, but it's fine. I want to do something a bit upbeat, music. I want to have different speakers from our team. I want to have like some energy, some like, little gifts, some just like, maybe we could do like a training on how to do a stall. You know, I was thinking of, I met this makeup girl, Claudia, at that event, and I thought she could come and do a makeup display, and I'd pay for her to show us with our new foundations. But guess what? She's not even bothered to text me back, so she's out the
Oh,
window.
so
I'm chasing
that's
her.
Miriam, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't respond ever. It's so bad. Email or text. Like I have 2 emails from her and 1 number, and I have to follow up with her because she's part of a lot of our shows, and she doesn't respond until like 2 days before the show ever, ever.
Well,
So it's
shame on
not
her.
you. So it's not you.
I'll find her another makeup art. I'm not chasing anyone at the end of the day. I'm giving her a massive opportunity, and so, you know, what can I do? Okay, so I was just gonna say on that note, so I was thinking, guys, I did say, but I think I might put it back a weekend. So are we all free on April I think it's gonna be the 3rd Saturday now. I'm trying to find my, so we're looking at, I was gonna do the 12th, but I think I'll do the 19th. Is everybody free April? I know, Giovanna, you normally work on the weekend, but um, is April the 19th? I mean, how does that work for people? Yes or no? Ingrid's got a big smile.
Well, the thing is that I was planning to go to Gibson because it's my birthday, so I want to go. Yeah,
No.
the 22nd is my birthday, so I want to kind of like go away by myself, and yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, no. Okay, that's good to know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will do it then probably for the 12th, Saturday the 12th. Yeah.
Any
Is
Saturday
that
is fine, except the 19th, basically. Yeah,
okay?
I'm good.
Or we could do. No, I can't do the 26th because it's no. We'll do the 12th then. I
All
don't
right.
quite know. Carol said she's got some place that we could go there and it's like a big boardroom, but we could bring our own staff and have our own
Yeah,
thing, you know.
we have our, what is that called? We have an office space that's our company address because we have a home office, so we don't want to use her home address as like the mailbox. So we have another address that's like an office space, and the guy like rents it out as well for like board meetings or whatever. So maybe we can do it there.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
look into it. All right,
Yeah.
so make sure you put that in your diary, and then Giovanna, I'm hoping that you can come. We start it in the afternoon and do it. You know we finish what, 5 on Saturday?
No, I'm finishing at 3, but it
Oh, okay.
depends. Yeah, I'm always finishing at 3. So
Okay.
it depends how long it's gonna take me. I'm not gonna get Uber. I'm just gonna get. I promise I'm not gonna get Uber. Okay.
So you could get a
No,
discount though, but
no. I'm just gonna go as you told me, Fiona, that day, and I didn't listen. I'm gonna go to SkyTrain, whatever, and then I'm gonna call you.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, we'll do that. So yeah, so get that in your diary. And then I think that is everything for now.
I have something. I have something, Fiona. You said that we were going to celebrate your car.
At that event. That's what I was
Okay,
thinking. So it'd be
okay.
like a little photo shoot and we could all come and yeah, because that's the kind of celebration kind of it's a Saturday and bit of training, bit of fun, and then pictures with
Mhm.
the car, like yeah, that kind of yeah, on that day I
Exactly.
was thinking.
So we can
Yeah.
like, I don't know, dress maybe no black, maybe white and be just very pretty and everything so we can take pictures or
Yeah.
something like that. Not like this,
Yeah.
of course. No, no.
Yeah. Yeah. You're always beautiful on the inside, my
oh
lovely,
my
and the
God.
outside. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to like do something special for everyone.
Perfect.
Okay, good. All right. I think it's I can't my eyes only glasses. Anyway, I think we're only 3 minutes past. Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Lovely to see you all. Happy month end. And looking forward to I'm gonna do posters and that. It's actually Carol's birthday, so I think she's the first one in the team to have her birthday. It's on this Friday, I think. So we'll be celebrating her. I always do like a little poster, happy birthday, you know what I mean? Like to celebrate people's birthdays as well in our team. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. All right,
Mhm.
everybody, enjoy the rest of your night and I will see you soon. All right, lots of love. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye, girls. Bye bye.